Game 2 of this doubleheader, UNCP and Fayetteville State after the Braves won the first. Trevor Williams alongside Alex Cooper, and the Braves getting ready to try to put the stamp on this doubleheader sweep. And Alex, for the starting lineups, let's take a look at Fayetteville State who will bat first here.
Real quick for the Broncos, Maggie Smith will bat first, Brittany Lee second. Shakara Goins will bat third and do the catching. Haley Knowles, the left fielder, will bat cleanup. Madison Mendoza will pitch and bat fifth. Courtney Pierre will play second and bat sixth. The first baseman, Ashlyn Zook, will bat seventh and play first base. Rachel Rodriguez will man third base and bat eighth. Nikki Brown in right field will bat ninth. First, they will do a battle against UNCP sophomore righty, Reagan Larson.
Leading off for Fayetteville State, number 15, center fielder Maggie Smith.
So we'll see Maggie Smith to start it. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Again, the Braves have Reagan Larson as the starting pitcher. It's knocked into center field. Not one pitch, a good start for Fayetteville State as Maggie Smith able to knock that into center for the base hit. So one pitch and a single to center for Maggie Smith. Reagan Larson this year, 5-4 record in 51 innings, 32 earned runs, 34 strikeouts to 20 walks. Bunt down on the first base side, up to get it. Brummett turns and fires to second. Kayla Norton covering, or to first rather, the second baseman, Kayla Norton covering there. So that is in time for the first out, able to move up to second base Smith.
Very similar to how game 1 started, Trevor. The Broncos got a runner on in the first inning, bunted her over, but were unable to score.
See those numbers for Larson on screen there. A strike to Shakara Goins.
That strike being called by Doug Spate. Do the balls and strikes. Benny McMurray moving out into the field for game number 2.
Fly ball into center, going back with it in center for the Braves. Weatherington to make the catch. Over to third base, tagging up Smith. 2 outs now for the Broncos, but they're knocking on the door. Chance to strike for a run in the top half of the first, after the Braves won the first game of this doubleheader 12-3.
Yeah, 12-3, 5-inning win for the Braves in game 1. Mallory Leviner went the distance, 5 innings, 3 runs, all of them unearned, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Rindy Weatherington, the star at the plate for the Braves in game 1. She'll move over to center field here in game number 2, but she was 3 for 3, 3 runs driven in, and scored twice in the opener.
Lexi Cox to her right, our left, and Haley Epperson to her left, our right. In that outfield, a strike from Larson to the batter, Haley Knowles. And around the infield, Jamie Johnson starts at third, Taylor Gerhardt at short. At second base, as we mentioned, Kayla Norton and Tatum Brummett at first, and the catcher, Tony Nelson. Swing and a miss, and Larson into the driver's seat 0-2.
Knowles 0 for 3 in game number 1. Did score a run. She reached on an error and came around to score one of the 3 Bronco runs.
Going outside from Knowles. Larson trying to see if she can get the right-handed batter to stretch out there on that pitch off the outer portion of the zone.
Just the first ball thrown by Reagan Larson. Her first 6 were either put in play or found the strike zone.
And a swing and a miss, the strikeout to end the top half of the first and keep that runner 60 feet away at third. Braves will take their first cuts when we return on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Back here at the UNCP softball field, Braves about to take their first swings, and their order looks like this, Alex.
Randy Weatherington will lead off and play center field, right field. The right fielder, Haley Epperson, bats second. Taylor Gerhardt, shortstop, bats third. The third baseman, Jamie Johnson, will hit in the cleanup spot. The first baseman, Tatum Brummett, bats fifth. The designated player, Jordan Adcox, will hit sixth. Caitlin Norton will man second base and hit seventh. Lexi Cox, the left fielder, will hit eighth. And Tony Nelson, the catcher, will hit ninth. Once again, that's Weatherington, Epperson, Gerhardt, Johnson, Brummett, Adcox, Norton, Cox, and Nelson. Weatherington will dig in against the right-handed pitcher for the Broncos, Trevor. That's Madison Mendoza.
Madison Mendoza was the third baseman in game 1 of this doubleheader. Mendoza's 7.65 ERA, 2-8 record in 15 appearances, 10 starts, 6 complete games for Mendoza, 61 in the third innings, 67 earned runs. A tough strikeout to walk ratio, 68 walks, 25 strikeouts.
Similar to the pitcher in game 1, Ashlyn Zook, a lot more walks than strikeouts, and that came to fruition for the Braves in the first inning of game 1 when they scored 4 runs without a hit.
They were walked 4 times, and Randy Weatherington was hit by a pitch to start that game. In the box here for the Braves and ahead. Takes a strike.
And Weatherington reached in all 4 plate appearances in game number 1. That hit by pitch you mentioned, a trio of hits. She scored twice, drove in 3 as well.
2 balls and a strike now to Weatherington. Fayetteville State had an opportunity in the top half of the first, got a runner all the way to third, could not score it as Reagan Larson recorded the strikeout for the Braves. High and outside for ball 3.
Mendoza, the Broncos pitcher here in game 2, manned third base in game number 1. Made a couple of nice plays over there. Their quick hands at the hot corner.
Trying to get back into this count with the leadoff hitter Weatherington for the Braves. Does with the upper half strike. Took a little off of it, dropped it in. Right below the letters on those white uniforms for the Braves. So we've seen them wear them a handful of times in about 5 different jersey combos this year for UNCP. So the leadoff walk for Randy Weatherington. Continues to stay on base today, 5 times to the plate, 5 times aboard for the Braves.
Weatherington, a 250 hitter, which rose 50 points in game number 1, but a 500 hitter when she leads off innings. This time that won't go up, but the on-base percentage will go up. And she's doing just what you want a leadoff hitter to do.
Haley Epperson next. Swung through to protect the stealing runner, Weatherington, who had 3 in the first game. Just like game 1 of the doubleheader, steals second base after the walk.
Stolen base number 16 in 18 attempts for the Vanceboro native.
Epperson pulling back in the bunt. Good idea to pull it back as it was too high, and the Braves almost caught napping off the base at second, Randy Weatherington.
Epperson 0 for 2 in today's opener. She did walk once and came around to score. Still a .323 hitter in that number 2 hole for Coach Brittany Bennett.
Braves in seek of their first hit this afternoon. Weatherington on via the walk. Epperson, Gerhardt, Johnson following Weatherington here in the first. Epperson now ahead 2-1.
The Braves took 6 walks in the opener, already 1 in the first plate appearance of game number 2.
Hard on the ground at third. A nice stop this time at third by Rodriguez, but the throw wide up at first. An error against the third baseman. Weatherington will stop at third, and the Braves into second with Haley Epperson. Great first half of the play. Tough second half of the play for Rachel Rodriguez. And second and third, nobody out for UNCP.
2 errors in game number 1 for Fayetteville State. And already won here in the first inning. The Braves made 4 of their own in game number 1, which caused all 3 Fayetteville State runs to be unearned. The starter for Fayetteville State, Ashlyn Zook, 12 runs, 10 of those earned in the first game.
The third base now, Weatherington, Epperson at second. This is Taylor Gerhardt, who's batting .289 this year. He's driven in 23 runs. Has 11 extra base hits. Stewart credit 7 doubles, a triple, 3 homers. Takes the strike. Count even at 1.
Gerhardt, a .366 hitter with runners in scoring position. That up from her .289 overall average.
It's it long and foul down the left field line towards the batting cages for UNCP. Ball and 2 strikes. A little less wind here at the start of this one than we saw in most parts of game 1. Wind was gusting from 15 to 25. Off speed, low and outside from Gerhardt, 2-2. Would be a welcome sign for the fielders with the wind calming down. And on the ground hard at short. This is picked up. A look off for Lee as she goes to first. In time for out number 2. Both Brave runners, or excuse me, for out number 1, and both Brave runners have to stay put.
Good play there from the shortstop, Brittany Lee. Looking Weatherington back at third, keeping the runners on base, but still in scoring position with just 1 out for Jamie Johnson.
Two in scoring position. Braves starting off 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position, and Johnson hits it hard down that left field line. We were joking in the first game about not wanting to park your car in left field behind the fence. That's especially true when Jamie Johnson is taking batting practice or early swings before a road trip. She can send quite a few out into that parking lot. In the dirt, Johnson able to withhold from swinging. I believe it was before the trip to Johnson C. Smith that we saw Jamie taking BP one afternoon as we walked to lunch, and we were dodging softballs out there beyond the left field fence.
Banged around some cars out there, hit a couple tires. Luckily no windows were broken.
2-1 to Jamie Johnson. Pitch runs inside, almost catches Johnson. 3 balls and 1 strike. Outfield straight up, but playing back deep. Johnson clubs it to left, towards the wall. Look up, it's off the top of the fence. Run gonna score for the Braves. Runners had to make sure that that ball hit the wall instead of the glove of the left fielder, Knowles. I think Brittany Bennett talking to her runner at second base in that spot, Haley Epperson, about being on the move a little bit more. I think the only thing the Braves were going to be wondering in that spot was off the top of the wall or a home run.
And I've never seen someone as dejected with a double as I just saw Jamie Johnson. I think she thought that one was out off the bat. Honestly, I thought that one was out off the bat. It clambers off the top of the wall in left field, that extended left field wall. And Jamie Johnson will take her double, but really wanted home run number 7.
Tatum Brummett a chance to drive in some more for the Braves here in the first. That was their first run with Jamie Johnson on the RBI double. Brought in Randy Weatherington. Now Epperson at third, Johnson at second. The ball between the wickets of the catcher Goins and able to scamper home to score. Haley Epperson, Jamie Johnson over to third. It's 2-0 UNCP lead. The ball being thrown around in the infield, going a little crazy on the first base side. Nothing of it for the Braves in terms of trying to come home to score. Tatum Brummett. At third base, Jamie Johnson. Brummett now benefits from a 1-0 count. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Runners up a bit. Brummett fouls off the 2-0. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Two and 1 the count to Brummett. And it's outside for ball 3. Already the Braves with a free pass in the inning. Also reach on an air, and then they have the RBI double for Jamie Johnson. Brummett gives this a bit of a ride to right field, but it's going to hang up. Caught by Brown. Tagging from third for the Braves, Jamie Johnson. Second out for UNCP, but a sac fly RBI for Tatum Brummett.
Good at bat there by Brummett. She fell behind early, fouled off a couple pitches, and then did her job perfectly, sent one deep to right field. Johnson, no problem scoring the Braves' 3rd run of the game.
Jordan Adcox to bat with the bases empty now in the first.
And Adcox showed out in that first game as well. 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, a run scored, and a walk for the freshman.
The native of Fayetteville.
The Braves with a lot of North Carolina products on this team. Just 6 of the 20 from outside the state.
1-1 now to Adcox. This season with 11 runs driven in, 14 hits, 2 doubles, 2 homers. Off the end of the bat. At second, fielded there cleanly. The throw on line from Pierre, and that will take us to our second inning of play. 3 runs on a hit in air, and UNCP doesn't leave anybody on base. Back in the second next year on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
3-0 UNCP lead into the top half of the second inning. Final throw down there from Braves catcher Tony Nelson out to second base as Reagan Larson, a strikeout in the first inning, kept things scoreless despite a hit for Fayetteville State. We will face Mendoza Pierre Zook here in the second. 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Broncos.
Leading off the top of the second for Fayetteville State, pitcher number 24, Madison Mendoza.
Starts with the pitcher Mendoza, who started as a third baseman on the afternoon. Now into the evening in Pembroke. Blown outside from Mendoza.
Mendoza 0 for 3 in game number 1. She did score a run, was set down on strikes once.
Braves change up their usual pitching 1-2 of Mallory Leviner and Breezy Yelton to go with Reagan Larson here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Johnson trying to make that diving stop, could not quite. It's in foul ground anyways.
Larson 15 appearances, 10 of them out of the bullpen. This is her 16th appearance, her 6th start. Does have 3 complete games in 5 starts, so when she gets the start, more often than not, the sophomores go in the distance.
Nice off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Beautiful breaking ball there. A ball and 2 strikes. Took it up high and climbing the ladder. Mendoza, strikeout number 2 for Larson. One gone for Fayetteville State in the second.
Good pitching there from Larson. She gets the swing and miss on the changeup for strike number 2. She goes up the ladder, like you said, for strike number 3. And Mendoza had no shot once she opted to swing at that one.
Very nicely done by the Braves. So Larson already with a pair of punch-outs in an inning in the third. Misses a little too high this time to Courtney Pierre. Second baseman following up on this Fayetteville State order, which started with a hit earlier for Smith back in the first. That was a leadoff batter, and since then nothing for the Broncos. In the dirt, blocked by Nelson.
Larson's career high in strikeouts is 7. That came February 25th against Converse. A complete game shutout, 2 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts.
On the ground foul towards the front of the Braves third base dugout. That last pitch to Courtney Pierre.
More of a strikeout pitcher of late, though. 3 strikeouts in her last appearance at Francis Marion, 5 at Johnson C. Smith, and 4 at home against Flagler. So 12 strikeouts in her last 3 appearances.
That was after previous 4 appearances, all total just single strikeouts. Pierre fouling off the 2-1 to make it 2-2. See if Larson has a third strikeout in her already out of the circle. Had Pierre off balance, but Pierre able to get the bat to it to keep the at-bat alive.
Larson went back to that changeup that got Mendoza swinging for strike number 2. Pierre does a better job of holding back and gets the bat on that one.
Two and 2 now the count. Fouled off there by Pierre. We'll try once again. Braves at 21-12 now in the year. Fayetteville State 4-17 after the Braves won game 1 12-3. Did it in 5 innings. Down the left field line, but curling foul. See Pierre coming back into the batter's box in this spot. Still 2 and 2.
Pierre, one of 3 Bronco hitters to get a hit in game number 1. She was 1 for 2 and drove in a run. The 3 runs unearned against Mallory Leviner in game 1 of that doubleheader. Really good start for Leviner in the complete game, 7th of the year for her. Pierre, the only extra base hit in game number 1. She had a double.
It's a foul on that third base side. Really making Larson work here in the second. Nice job of extending this at bat.
8 pitches thus far from Larson to Pierre. Larson still throwing a lot of strikes. That was pitch number 20. 16 of those going for strikes.
The 2-2 on the ground towards short with it, Gerhardt, and the throw to first in time. Disbelief for the Broncos as that becomes out number 2.
Good play there by Gerhardt to charge that ball and throw it. She doesn't charge it. That's an easy base hit for Pierre, but Gerhardt takes a couple steps in. Her strong arm shows off there, and a good stretch from Tatum Brumman at first base. A combination of all 3 to record the second out of the inning.
Larson looking for a 1-2-3 frame and throws the first one past Zook.
Zook, a pair of strikeouts in game number 1, did draw a walk and score in an 0 for 2 effort. And like we mentioned earlier, she was the starting pitcher for the Broncos in the opener. 4 innings, 8 hits, 12 runs.
Now ahead 0-2. And just peppering this zone right now, 19 of 23 pitches for strikes. Just misses outside. Went with the rise ball there on the outer half. She tries to take Zook there again. instead up the ladder and gets a third strikeout of the day. A 1-2-3 inning, and we head to the bottom of the second with the Braves up 3.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
We're back here in Pembroke, 3-0 UNCP. Leading Fayetteville State, Trevor Williams alongside Alex Cooper for the bottom half of the second inning. It will be Norton, Cox, Nelson, 7-8-9 for the Braves here in the second. Struck for 3 on a hit in their first inning. Beneficiaries of an error as well.
Not quite the inning the Braves had in the first inning in game number 1, where they batted around and then sent 10 to the plate in inning number 2. They'd like to replicate that here as they try to extend a 3-0 lead.
We see Madison Mendoza set in the circle and off the end of the bat. Weak dribbler. A pickup at second for Pierre, and the throw to Zook for out number 1.
1 pitch, 1 out for Mendoza. A good rebound from the opening inning where she had to face 6 batters and allowed 3 runs to cross. Just one of those earned.
Nobody, left fielder, number 10.
They'll bring up Lexi Cox.
Cox, the .356 hitter, was 1 for 3 in game number 1 with a run scored and an RBI.
Off the outer edge to Cox, a ball and no strikes.
5 different Braves accounted for the 8 hits in game number 1. And 5 different Braves also drove in at least 1 run.
Too high that time to Cox, 2 balls and no strikes.
Very balanced lineup that Coach Brittany Bennett employs on a game-to-game basis. When your number 8 hitter is a .356 hitter.
Yeah. Tells you a lot about this offense. It's always right there at the top of those PBC ranks. Good count here for Cox, 3-0. And ball 4. Didn't have to take the bat off the shoulder in this at-bat in the bottom of the second, her first of the day. And the walk for the Braves to give them a leadoff base run, or not a leadoff base runner, but a 1-out base runner.
Second walk of the game for Mendoza. We'll see if Tony Nelson, the Braves catcher, can make her pay for that. Nelson, a .203 hitter. Just had 1 at bat in game number 1. She was 0 for 1, did score a run. She reached on an error.
Mendoza fires it on the lower outside edge to Nelson. Sits there for a strike. The Braves do have Breezy Yelton working in their bullpen just past the third base line. We can only see where the pitcher is, not who's on the receiving end there. A swing and a miss for Nelson, a snap throw back to first. Safe there, Cox. That's much better, definitely, than the Fayetteville State bullpen that we cannot see at all past the first base dugout.
Pretty much guaranteed. There'll be no one warming up there, though, as both Fayetteville State pitchers have to play in the field with only 10 people on the roster for Coach Jackie Stickley.
It's a ball and 2 strikes to Nelson.
Not a bad year. A year ago for the Broncos, a 23-17 campaign. This year they've struggled to a 4-17 start.
They lost some players, they had some players move away, and Brittany Bennett calling time in this spot. She'll talk with Nelson and Foundground on the third base side. Sees an opportunity to instruct in this at-bat with the count at a ball and 2 strikes. It's tough when your roster only totals 10 players. I mean, the doubleheaders can be grueling days. You don't have a lot of options pitching-wise. We mentioned pretty much just 2 pitchers to go with. Too high for Mendoza.
You can tell by the records that because of that, Coach Stickley has not scheduled as many games as many other teams. Only 22 games played now, whereas the Braves are playing game number 34, so 12 more games for UNCP.
Still 2-2 to Nelson, fouling that last one back. 3 runs in the first inning. Only hit so far to Jamie Johnson for the Braves. Hit long and foul by Nelson down the left field line.
Nelson going to see the 8th pitch of the at-bat from Mendoza. That was Mendoza's 40th of the game. 19 strikes, 21 balls for the freshman right-hander.
Trying to get the strikeout pitch. Instead, Nelson launches it to left. This will be over the head of left fielder Knowles off the fence. Braves had to make sure, so they have first and second with 1 out. As Cox moves up 60.
It's the longest single you can see here at the UNCP softball field off the fence in left field. But Nelson, nothing else she can do. And not bad base running by Cox. She had to wait and see if the left fielder was going to make a play on it. Knowles out there kind of deked her a little bit, put the glove up in the air before it clanged off the wall. So a good deke out there by Knowles.
And by the time it hit off the wall and fell back down, it was right there for Knowles. Hot shot foul for Randy Weatherington. Has had a good day in this doubleheader. Has been aboard every time that she's been to the plate.
A walk in the first inning of game number 2 here. Did come around and score the Braves' first run. Looks like going to have a visit from Coach Stickley. Going to bring the entire field in, outfielders and all.
Let's talk about it in this spot with the count at no balls and a strike. And that goes directly out to talk to the left fielder, Haley Knowles. I think was upset on that last play that Fayetteville State was not set up in a situation where they could make that catch and left. So just making sure the communication is there for the entire defensive unit for Fayetteville State.
High fives all around from Coach Stickley, though. Some words of encouragement, I'm sure, to her Broncos.
Heads out of that meeting back into foul ground. So it is Cox at second, Nelson at first, and the Braves with Randy Weatherington at the plate where it's no balls and a strike. In the dirt, a nice stop by Goins behind the dish. Mendoza up high. 2-1 now to Weatherington.
Some visible signs of frustration there from Mendoza, and she's struggled to locate her fastball. She's missed low, she's missed high, outside, inside. No consistent miss, and when you're not consistently missing, it's tough to figure out how to correct that miss.
Weatherington has to wear it. Bases packed for the Braves now. Still only 1 out and a chance to put some more runs on the board in this game after a 3-run first, looking to crack the scoreboard for the first time here in the second. It'll belong the opportunity to Haley Epperson.
And now Weatherington's 6 plate appearances today across both games, reached base on all 6. A couple hit by pitches, 3 hits and a walk.
Pitch inside to Epperson. You got to talk about a special home series. The last one for Haley Epperson as the Braves had their Cancer Day, a Cancer Awareness Day here at UNCP softball field. And Haley Epperson, of course, an amazing story, fighting cancer at a young age, beating it, and was able to receive the first pitch from her doctor.
If you want to know a little bit more of that, if you haven't had a chance already, visit uncpsoftball.com. Nice little feature story there done by the athletic department. Give you a little more info on Haley and her bout with cancer and how she's recovered from that. Also in the local Robisonian online.
Pop up in foul ground left side. Rodriguez lost her footing across third, but luckily the catcher there Goins to make the catch. Now 2 gone for the Braves. They don't want to let this opportunity go by the wayside. It'll be Taylor Gerhardt trying to make good on this for the Braves.
And on that last play, it looked like the third baseman Rodriguez ran into Cox on third as she was trying to get that. The umpires did not signal any obstruction,
right?
Which I was surprised of, but the catcher Goins was there in plenty of time.
Gerhardt hitting this in the air to right center. Should gap, and it does with a hop off the wall. 2 home for the Braves. They're bringing a third. Gerhardt looking for the 3 RBI triple. And Gerhardt empties the bases with the 1-hopper off the fence.
3 RBIs there for Taylor Gerhardt. Gives her 26 this season, her second triple, and it couldn't come in a bigger time. The Braves doubled the lead from 3-0 to 6-0 in the bottom of the second.
They like the look of that here at the bottom of the second. Now you've got a very able bat in Jamie Johnson trying to add to it.
Johnson doubled in the first inning to raise her average to 464. It's a Peach Belt Conference leading 464. Trying to become back-to-back batting champions after she led the league last season with a 421 average.
An All-American a season ago. After taking a strike, 1 up at the eyes, and it's a ball and a strike. Johnson still watching, and this floats low and inside.
If you need some more stats for Jamie Johnson, just to wet your whistle, a 544 on base percentage. She slugs .814 and hits .576 with runners in scoring position.
Pops this up on the right side, though, and calling for it at second base with the catch is Pierre, and they'll do it for the Braves in their second. 3 runs, a pair of hits, and 1 runner left on. We go to the third. Braves have a 6-0 advantage.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
6-0 UNCP, the lead over Fayetteville State after 2. And to take you through the middle innings, here's Alex Cooper.
Thank you, Trevor. Reagan Larson back to the circle for the Braves, now working with that 6-run lead. She'll face 8-9-1 in the Broncos batting order, Rodriguez, Brown, and Smith. Just 1 over the minimum through the first 2 innings. That leadoff hitter, Maggie Smith, had a leadoff single.
Lead off the top of the third for Fayetteville State, third baseman, number 53, Rachel Rodriguez.
So Rachel Rodriguez digs in. Reagan Larson readies. And we're underway in the top of the third. First pitch misses up and away for a ball, 1-0. Just the 6th ball of the day for Reagan Larson, 20 strikes and 26 pitches. Been constantly pounding the zone through 2+ innings. And her 1-0 offering inside. Rodriguez dodges out of the way, and the count's 2-0.
Braves did have Breeze Young warming up for a little bit, has not been back there in the bullpen, has returned to the dugout. Larson's looked good in the first couple.
2-0 pitch, inside corner strike, 2-1. That's Doug Spite behind the plate calling balls and strikes for you. Benny McMurray out in the field. 2 offering from Larson, swung on and missed. Rodriguez swings through the rise ball, and Larson pulls even at 2-2.
Really nice pitch there by Reagan. Has been comfortable to go up and out of the zone here so far today, and batters have obliged from Fayetteville State.
2-2 offering, that one skied left field. Cox comes in, dives, can't make the play. That one will get to the fence. And that'll be a stand-up double for Rachel Rodriguez, the first extra base hit for the Broncos to lead off the top of the 3rd inning.
Good effort by Cox to the left, just trying to get to it. Lay out forward for it, but need a couple more inches on that glove to make the catch. Fayetteville State happy to start with a runner in scoring position in their half of the 3rd.
They'll turn to the right fielder, Nikki Brown. Brown, a 140 hitter, batting 9th in this Bronco lineup. 0 for 2 in game number 1. Her first at bat here in the nightcap. Ball 1 misses high from Reagan Larson. Rodriguez out at second, does have 2 stolen bases this season. She scored 10 runs. Squares to bunt does Nikki Brown. She offers. And that ball in the dirt blocked up by Tony Nelson. It counts 1-1. Fayetteville State 0 for 2 with runners on base and runners in scoring position today. One pitch, skied, right back up the middle. Norton will call off Gerhardt and make the catch a few steps to the right of second base for the second out, the first out of the inning.
Norton's done a nice job defensively. Really played well for the Braves today. Had some very plus plays in game 1 of the doubleheader, especially at third base. We call it the preview of next year's Braves squad when the seniors were lifted about halfway home.
Larson finds the outside corner with her first pitch to Maggie Smith. Smith singled in the first inning, but was eventually stranded at third. The 0-1 offering, right side, parking lot bound. And Larson quickly ahead, 0-2.
Trying to see if she can get an opportunity for strikeout number 4 here against Maggie Smith, who singled in her first at-bat.
0-2 pitch, right side. That one will get down for a base hit into right field. Epperson will cut that one off before it goes down the line. The throw will come home, which will stop Rodriguez from scoring. But Maggie Smith now 2 for 2 in game number 2. And the Broncos have runners on the corners with 1 out.
And already equaled their hit total from game 1 of the doubleheader. A third there for Fayetteville State. 2 for Maggie Smith, seeing it well at the top of the order. Brittany Lee was in a sacrifice spot in the first inning, and now will have the opportunity to try to drive in a first run for Fayetteville State this afternoon.
We'll see if Fayetteville head coach Jackie Stickley wants to put any plays on here with a runner on first and third. Not on the first pitch as Lee takes for a strike. 0-1.
Did kind of come down the line in between the at-bats as if to maybe make you believe she wanted to communicate with the batter a little extra.
Pitch, it's a squeeze play, a bunt. Larson throws home in plenty of time for the out. And now Nelson's got a runner caught at second. She'll go to Gerhardt. Gerhardt throws to Johnson. Double play ends the inning. And the Braves get out of a first and third situation on a botched squeeze play. So Larson puts up another 0. We're through 2.5 at the UNCP softball field. Braves lead 6-0.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. Four values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Welcome back to the UNCP softball field after the Braves turned their first double play of the game and 7th of the season to get out of the top of the third threat. The Broncos had runners on first and third with one out, but an attempted squeeze play gets the runner out at home and gets the runner trying to go from first to third. Reagan Larson escapes that jam, and her offense will look to put some more runs on the board for it. It'll be Brummett, Adcox, and Nelson, 5, 6, 7, due up in the order. Tatum Brummett, an RBI sacrifice fly in the first inning. The Braves' first baseman will dig in from the left side. The only left-handed bat in the order. She'll ground to the right side, fielded nicely by the first baseman, Zook. And one pitch, one out for the Broncos.
Good start there defensively. It was Zook having the fast reflexes at first, related to the snagging kind of right next to the base at that point. All it was a step to the left route, number one.
Jordan Adcox now, a ground out victim in the first. Her average sitting right at 400. First pitch to Adcox, misses high for a ball, 1-0. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Fayetteville State. 6 runs on 3 hits, no miscues for the Braves. One offering to Adcox. That also misses high. A little bit closer to the zone, but called a ball, 2-0. Two offering from Mendoza. That one catches the top part of the strike zone. She comes back with a strike, 2-1. Adcox awaits a 2-1 offering in the dirt for a ball, and Adcox has her a hitter's count, 3-1. She's looking not to dip below that 400 batting average, and if you ever have that issue as a baseball or softball player, you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
3-1 pitch, grounded left side foul. And it'll be a full count offering from Mendoza.
It's a problem I wish I would have had at some point in my life.
That double the Mendoza line that you're not trying to get below.
Yeah.
Adcox making her 10th start of the season. She's driven in 11 runs, 2 doubles and a pair of home runs, and 14 hits. That one grounded right back up the middle off the pitcher's glove. The second baseman looks to field, throws to first, not in time. That's going to go down as a base hit. Adcox beat that one out right back up the middle, and it bounced off Mendoza's glove and didn't give Pierre a chance at second base.
Tough play to get that throw, and just really nice speed for Jordan Adcox to get up the line as quick as possible.
Looks like we had a change at second base, though. Pierre no longer at second base. Didn't get that change from the umpire. Just a defensive switch, I believe. It looks like Pierre's moved to left field with the gray hat. And then Rodriguez, the third baseman, is shifted to second. We'll try to find out who that new third baseman is for you. Number 4, now at third base. That's Haley Knowles. So she came from left field to third base. I assume at the beginning of this inning. That's what we're going to go with. Quickly 0-2 on Caitlin Norton, the Braves' second baseman here in game number 2. Grounded to the second baseman, Rodriguez. She flips to second, in time there, not in time coming back to first. So Norton grounds into the fielder's choice for the second out of the inning.
Really a pretty good look at a double play opportunity, but Fayetteville State, I don't think they had coverage at the bag at first at that time when the shortstop Lee got to the ball. It was a hard hit grounder there. Lexi Cox has the opportunity at the plate for the Braves.
Norton will attempt to steal. Looks like we had a runner left early at first base is the situation. So Kaylin Norton will be called out for leaving first base early, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So we're through 3 at the UNCP softball field. Your score, UNCP 6, Fayetteville State nothing. You're listening to the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
6-0, the Braves lead through 3 innings. Game 2 against Fayetteville State. Braves looking for the sweep after the 12-3 victory in the opener. Reagan Larson back to the circle as Tony Nelson fires down to Taylor Gerhart. It'll be Goins, Knowles, and Mendoza. 3, 4, 5, the heart of the Bronco order due up in the top of the 4th. Goins, the catcher, hitting .310, flew out to center field, deep to center field in the first inning. Swung on and missed. First pitch from Reagan Larson. Going 71 at bats, yet to draw a walk this season. A rare player with a lower on-base percentage than she does average. A .310 average, a .301 on-base percentage. As that pitch misses outside. That comes to the effect of a couple of sacrifice flies, sacrifice bunts. We'll get that average higher than that on-base percentage if you don't walk. The 1-1 offering fouled off to the right-hand side, and Larson's ahead 1-2. Bark in the Park Day coming to the UNCP softball field on Sunday. Well, make sure you come out and enjoy Senior Day. Bring your pup. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Reagan Larson, strikeout number 4 for the first out of the top of the 4th.
Reagan's done a nice job using the zone vertically a lot, really going up and down on a lot of Fayetteville State batters. Show them low and then take it back, that time up and outside. Has been doing a really good job of getting batters to chase.
If you can hear some barking going on now, it's because we've got some down the left field line. First pitch to Knowles, right side, foul territory, Brummett, and she'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. And Larson quickly 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
A nice quick inning here for Reagan Larson. Continues to be all over the strike zone. Only 9 pitches out of the zone for Reagan.
Now it's Madison Mendoza, the pitcher. She struck out swinging to begin the second inning. She was strikeout victim number 2 for Reagan Larson. She'll take outside for a ball, 1-0. The sun's starting to set here in Pembroke, North Carolina. This one left side foul. We can't see the sun. It's a nice overcast skies.
We're hoping to just avoid some weather this weekend. A lot of teams in the area are concerned about some rain forecasted.
Swung on and missed, and Larson's ahead 1-2, looking for that 5th strikeout.
He's already Cade Mendoza once in this game.
It's supposed to rain across the entire state on Saturday. So some changes probably coming your way in the UNCP softball schedule. Braves looking to move Saturday's doubleheader up to a Friday 1 o'clock first pitch. Stay tuned to UNCPsoftball.com for the official word.
Do you speak any English?
Coach Stickley will
Do you
take a time and have some words with her pitcher, turned hitter, here in the top of the 4th.
And she's laughing as she walks away on that first base side at the public address, playing a clip from Rush Hour.
1-2 offering outside for a ball, 2-2. Chris Rock kindly asking if they speak any English down there on the field. I would venture to say yes.
It was funny when that's just a coach with a good attitude right there, just having fun.
2-2 pitch, right side foul. That one off the end of the bat. Hit in fair territory first, but the spin on it kicked it right at the foul line before the first baseman Brummett could pick it up. Pitch number 50 coming from Reagan Larson through her first 49, 38 strikes through 3 2/3. She'd like pitch number 50 to get her out of the 4th inning and be strikeout number 5. 2-2 pitch, that one fouled straight back. And we'll do the 2-2 offering once again. If the Braves are going to want to end this one early like they did in game number 1, they're going to have to hold Fayetteville State here and then score at least 2 runs in there at bat in the bottom of the 4th. 6-0 currently the lead. 2-2 pitch, fouled straight back again. And that's 8 pitches thus far from Larson to Mendoza.
Fans flinching behind home plate as that ball comes back into the netting. Hard to break those reactions, even though that net's in front of you.
2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Reagan Larson strikes out Mendoza for a 2nd time and picks up her 5th strikeout overall. We're through 3.5 innings on the UNCP Sports Network. The Braves lead Fayetteville State 6-0.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Cox, Nelson, and then the top of the order in Weatherington due up for the Braves in the bottom of the 4th inning, looking for at least 2 runs so they'll have a chance to end it in the top of the 5th. Lexi Cox walked and scored in the 2nd. The .356 hitter digs in from the right-hand side. First pitch to her, grounded foul off her left ankle. She'll shake that one out.
Braves with their 6 runs coming on 4 hits in this game. Just had a scoreless frame, but luckily for them when that happened in game 1 of the doubleheader, they came back with runs after it. We mentioned a half inning ago, they're looking for 2 if they want to end this early in 5.
Ball outside to Lexi Cox, 1-1 the count. Nelson waits on deck. She's 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. 1-1 pitch, right side, in the air. The right fielder, Brown, coming on, and Nikki Brown makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Placed it right in the glove of Rodriguez at 2nd. Braves looking to get something right now from the bottom portion of their order, trying to turn it back over to the top of the card so they can get those runs across here in the 4th. They've gotten a little quiet against Mendoza, who's starting to settle in nicely.
Nelson now digs in. They'd average up to .213 now. First pitch inside corner strike, 0-1. Mendoza 67 pitches, 35 strikes. Her 68th offering to Nelson, grounded left side foul just outside the third base bag, and Mendoza's ahead 0-2. The lights on here at the UNCP softball field as we near 7 o'clock in Pembroke, North Carolina, and Tony Nelson picks up single number 2. She drives that one through the left-hand side, and she's on base for the second time.
A nice job of just reaching out and then turning it to left field on the ground. Able to keep nice balance in the swing and poke it right through the hole on the left side. Hopefully that'll spark the Braves offense now as they go to the top of their order.
The center fielder, Indy Weatherington, digs in. She walked and scored in the first, was hit by a pitch and scored in the second. Still yet to be retired. 6 plate appearances, 6 times reaching base for the sophomore in the doubleheader. Takes ball 1 inside. Nelson over at first, 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts this season, as that one finds the outside corner 1-1. No runs, 3 hits, and an error for Fayetteville State. 6 runs, 5 hits. No errors for the Braves as Weatherington watches that one sail well high, 2-1. The 2-1 offering from Mendoza. Outside corner, no, did not catch it, says Doug Spate. And Weatherington, nice hitters count. She's ahead 3-1.
Braves have those couple PBC series coming up this weekend.
Hosts the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern before the Cougars of Columbus State come to town. 2 big series as Weatherington reaches base for the 7th time today on a walk.
An opportunity really to build off of the success that they had at Francis Marion, picking up that series sweep, of course, in that spot. If they can build upon that, all of a sudden you look at a big weekend here and you could be right back to 500 in PBC play.
Braves scratching and clawing, trying to make that Peach Belt Conference tournament after missing out a year ago. Epperson fouls that one off the top of the net, back behind home plate. Going to take about 8 conference wins this season to get into that Peach Belt Conference tournament. 11 teams, the top 8 will head to Dahlonega the first weekend in May. Braves right now 2-6 in the conference as Epperson takes high. That one in and out of the glove of the catcher and a pass ball. Going to allow the runners to move up to 2nd and 3rd.
Nicely done there for Nelson to read that. Weatherington able to follow 1st to 2nd. Now all of a sudden you got those runners you need to try to make it a 8-run separation, both in a scoring position.
1-1 the count on the Braves right fielder Epperson. The senior awaits the delivery from Mendoza. That one misses high as well, and it's 2-1.
The 6 runs on 5 hits for the Braves. 9 games above 500 today as it stands.
2-1 offering from Mendoza. Outside ball, 3-1. So back-to-back batters with a prime hitters count at 3-1. And it looks like the Broncos might want to make a change.
Would be a tough spot to make a change exactly for their new pitcher. You would hate to inherit a 3-1 count. But we'll see as the conversation happens between the catcher Goins and the head coach here of Fayetteville State, Jackie Stickley.
No changes, just wanted to have a word with her catcher Goins. Maybe some words of encouragement after the passed ball. Looked like Goins is kind of down on herself. Coach Stickley trying to pick her back up like any good coach would do. 3-1 offering to Epperson. Skied right side. The third baseman Knowles will make the play 2 steps into foul territory. And the Braves will now have to get a big 2-out hit if they'd like to score some runs in the 4th.
They have a couple good candidates in Gerhardt and Johnson. Gerhardt a hit today. Johnson won as well. Johnson had the early hit for the Braves in their 3-run first.
Yeah, Gerhardt with the 2-run triple with 2 outs in the 2nd. A chance to do it again here in the 4th. This time center field, it's in the air. Smith moves over to her left and makes the catch. So no 2-out hits for the Braves in the 4th. We're through 4 innings at the UNCP softball field. Your score, Braves 6, Broncos 0 on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
We'll play at least 5 full innings here in game number 2. As Fayetteville State is limited to the Braves to 6 runs, 3 each in the 1st and 2nd innings. They'll try to pull a little closer with their first run in the top of the 5th. That will Pierre, Zook, and Rodriguez, 6, 7, 8 in the top of the 5th. A little late to get started here in the 5th as Nelson had to gear back up after being stranded at 3rd base. She throws down to 2nd, and we're ready to go.
Dodged some rain today. Never hit us, luckily. Some scary clouds towards the end of game 1. Luckily, it's turned into a fine afternoon for softball in Pembroke.
We'll begin the top of the 5th as the clock strikes 7 o'clock.
Leading off the top of the 5th.
Here in Pembroke, North Carolina. Home plate umpire Doug Spate writing down something in his book. I don't see any changes for the Braves in the field. Nope, everyone's the same. Not sure what he's jotting down. No pinch hitter to lead off the inning, at least for Fayetteville State, as Courtney Pierre will get her 2nd at bat of the game. A ground out victim in the 2nd inning. She'll dig in on the right side, pink batting gloves. And the first pitch from Larson is a strike. Pierre squared to bunt, but pulled back.
42 strikes for Larson on 53 pitches. We've talked about the great ability of the right-hander to stay within the strike zone.
This one left side. Cox coming on, makes the catch for the out. A good first step from Lexi Cox in left field and retires Pierre. So we are going to get a pinch hitter here for Fayetteville State. The umpire said 10 for 22.
We have neither a 10 nor a 22.
I don't have a 10 or a 22 in our book.
Ashlyn Zook, is wearing 22 currently.
The batter in the box is number 6, Shiari Mathis, who is on the bench.
Yep.
So maybe just a wrong number given to the umpire. Yeah, Coach Stickley going to specify it's going to be 6 for 22. So a pinch hitter here. It is Shiari Mathis. An 043 hitter.
Attention fans, pinch hitting for Fayetteville State, number 6.
One hit this season in 23 at-bats.
Has driven in 2 runs, excuse me, Trev.
I was just about to say the same thing you were.
And walked 9 times. So a lot of walks for Shiari. 2 for 3 on the base paths.
Leads to an on-base percentage over 300.
We'll take strike 1 from Reagan Larson. It's the first time Coach Stickley's gone to the dugout, to her bench in this doubleheader. It's Stickley going to Mathis. And she fouls that one back, and Larson's quickly ahead 0-2.
Opportunity for Larson to get to punch out number 6.
The 0-2 offering. Swung on and missed, and she does pick up strikeout number 6 on the day. And that's 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
Should be, I believe, 1 off a career high now for Larson.
Yeah, 7 that career high earlier this season against Converse in the complete game shutout. And if this game goes longer than 5 innings, she'll have a good chance to break that. She could pick up number 7 here. She'll get ahead of Rodriguez with a strike. Rodriguez 1 for 1. She doubled to left in her first at bat, swings through this one, and Larson's ahead 0-2. Gonna be pitch number 60 upcoming from the Braves righty. It's a lot of noise coming out of the Fayetteville State dugout. You like to hear that. They're upbeat. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Reagan Larson, 7th strikeout, ties that career high and gets her out of the 5th inning. We're 4.5 innings through at the UNCP softball field. Braves lead Fayetteville State 6-0 on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
The sun peeks through the clouds. The YMCA blasts through the speakers. And we're ready for the bottom of the 5th inning at the UNCP softball field. Braves 2 runs from victory. It'll be Johnson, Brumman, and Adcox to do it if they do. 4, 5, 6 in the order. Johnson 1 for 2. An RBI double in the first, and she came around to score. She popped out in the second. At average at 459 now. She readies in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch, line left side foul. Johnson out in front of the changeup.
Braves trying to drive in 2 in this inning to get the win in 5. Have the middle of their order to start to try to get it done. 4, 5, 6.
Johnson, that cleanup hitter, looks to set the table. 0-1, line left side. That one's deep to left, but caught. Left fielder Pierre gets turned around a little bit, but recovers and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Center fielder Smith over to dish out a high 5. Fired up about that catch and left. A lot of positive energy, a lot of upbeat energy on this Fayetteville State team. It's something you can get behind.
And it can't be easy, you know, the 4-17 record, but I think it all stems from Coach Stickley. She's been very upbeat, very encouraging to all of her players, and you can see it. It runs through the veins of the Broncos. First pitch to Brummett, outside corner strike 0-1.
Still a big smile on the face of Madison Mendoza in the circle.
That one misses high for a ball. 1-1. This one's skied center field. The center fielder Maggie Smith back near the fence. She'll make that play. 2 up, 2 down for the Braves in the bottom of the 5th.
Brummett tried, gave it a pretty good ride to center, but It just fell up a little short for the Braves first baseman.
Now batting, designated player number 2, Jordan Adcock.
Let's see what Jordan Adcox can do. Hit one high off the wall, game one of the doubleheader. Would love to get going in that direction again.
Adcock's 1 for 2 in game number 2. She singled in the third, grounded out in the first. She takes strike 1. A .417 hitter now. Mendoza looking for her second 1-2-3 inning of the day. And that one misses for a ball.
For what it's worth, has done a great job after giving up 3 in each of the first and second innings, coming right back.
I'm going to catch Adcox up high near the shoulder. And she'll trot down to first and be on base for the second time today in game number 2.
Now batting, second baseman, number 3, Caitlin.
Brings a potential game-winning run to the plate for the Braves.
In the form of Caitlin Norton, she's 0 for 2, a pair of groundouts. One in the second, one in the third. Still a 400 hitter. This one right side, that one's going to get down. Adcox all the way, going for third. The bobble in right field going to allow Norton to take second. So a single from Norton, she'll advance to second on an error by the right fielder. And the Braves have the winning run now on second base with 2 outs.
Now batting,
Lexi Cox trying to have the opportunity to celebrate a little bit early of the festivities to come this weekend. Cox, one of those seniors for the Braves, who'll be honored on Sunday.
Cox takes strike 1 over the inside corner. No runs, 3 hits, now 2 errors for the Broncos. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Braves. The 0-1 offering to Cox, right down the middle, 0-2. A base hit here could end it.
Especially with the good speed at second base the Braves have in Norton.
Cox, 14 RBIs on the season. Will take outside for a ball, 1-2.
You're really thrown away on the infield in return from the catcher Goins to the pitcher Mendoza. That would have been a nightmare for the Broncos.
1-2 offering to Cox. Right side, in the air. The right fielder Brown comes on and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So Mendoza gets out of the jam, and she's put up 3 straight scoreless innings. We're through 5 at the UNC Pembroke softball field. Your score, Braves 6, Broncos nothing.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Reagan Larson threw 5 scoreless innings. She'll look for a few more, and to tell you all about it, here's Trevor Williams.
Thank you, Alex. 6-0 UNCP lead. They had a potential winning run into scoring position. They had second and third with 2 outs just a half inning ago, but the fly out made it a third straight scoreless inning posted by Madison Mendoza.
Number 8, Nikki Brown.
It is Nikki Brown to start the top of the 6th, goes on the ground at third. Nice stop by Johnson down to a knee, and a strong throw across the diamond. One away on a single pitch in the top of the 6th, and it continues to be an economical afternoon for Reagan Larson.
little bit of a change to the base coaches here for Fayetteville State. Try to switch up the mojo a little bit. Head coach Stickley going to take over third base coaching duties, while the assistant coach Alex Wickham now in the first base coaching box.
One pitch and a pop-up left side off the bat of Maggie Smith, who was 2 for 2 into this at-bat. Jamie Johnson calls it off for the easy catch.
The mojo not working so far for the Broncos. Jamie Johnson sucking the mojo right out of this inning. She's made 2 plays on 2 pitches.
You could almost guarantee that for Brittany Lee it will be a take here to start this at-bat. You don't want to go down 3 pitches in an inning. But does swing at the first pitch, knocks it behind her head coach Jackie Stickley.
There are no guarantees in life, Trevor. Death, taxes, not Brittany Lee taking a pitch. Definitely not.
I mean, there's 2 sides to that coin. You could say everybody figures I'm going to take a pitch here.
Might as well be swinging.
Right.
She got a good pitch to hit.
And hits this high in the air to left, but this will be an easy play for Cox. And a 4-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Reagan Larson in the top of the 6th. Braves once again will try to end it in the home half when we return.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
6-0, the UNCP lead. 2 runs will win it in the bottom of the 6th. Trevor Williams alongside Alex Cooper. James LaRue, our producer, here from the UNCP softball field. It'll be 9-1-2, Nelson Wetherington Epperson. Combined 2 for 5 today, these 3. Both the 2 from Tony Nelson. Takes outside.
Wetherington yet to get out, though. He's reached base all 3 times. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. A perfect 7 for 7 and getting on base in this doubleheader.
Pitcher Mendoza. Too low.
Nelson brought that average up to 224. It was 203 coming into game number 2. A lot of Braves getting hot at the right time for this stretch run in the Peach Belt Conference. Braves 2-6 in league play. We'll jump back into that, most likely on Friday afternoon.
Nelson hitting this high towards shallow center field. Racing in for the catch. That was Maggie Smith. 1 away for the Braves. They'll continue with the top of the order, and Randy Wetherington, who you mentioned, has not been kept off of base today.
Sprinkle a couple stolen bases in there as well.
Has walked twice. Those sandwiched around a plate appearance hit by pitch in the 2nd. That was stopped behind the plate for Goins.
It's like he steps in and pitchers just forget how to throw strikes. Not a dominating presence in the right-handed batter's box. Randy Weathering standing at just 5'3".
Takes a strike that time, even the count back up. We will have a pinch hitter for Haley Epperson. In the on-deck circle is Jessica Auld.
And Coach Brittany Bennett hoping Wetherington can get on board here, and then you got a power hitter in Auld.
Weatherington, the fly ball to right field. This will be the first time that Randy has not reached base in this doubleheader. The fly out there to Brown. 2 gone for the Braves.
See if Weatherington gets lost on the way back to the dugout here. See if she knows how to do that. She hasn't had to jog back to the dugout very much today.
Brittany Bennett coming down to signal in this change for the Braves as they will go Jessica Auld for Haley Epperson in this spot. Just at the plate.
All did get a pinch hit appearance in game number 1.
Can't stop, won't stop, get guap. 10 white toes and them toy flip-flops. Manicures and pedicures, I'm
He reached on an air and then came around to score.
The junior will try to make something of this spot in the bottom of the 6th with already a couple gone. The Braves don't strike for 2 before recording out here in this inning. They will try to get the final 3 in the top half of the 7th. Strike 2 all taken. Mentioned Georgia Southwestern, Columbus State looming on the horizon for UNCP. And an 0-2 count now to all, taking again.
Braves still need to make up the Young Harris doubleheader as well. It's been postponed a few times. Just stay tuned to UNCPsoftball.com for that date as well, as the team's still working through trying to find an open date for both teams that work.
Ball and 2 strikes to all now, the one that was well up and away. Mendoza's next, drops in too low.
All 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 26 at-bats. Let's have a double and 3 home runs.
See a moment for our home plate umpire, Doug Spate, to dust off the dish. Swing and a miss. It's back behind the catcher though, but the throw to first is in time on the drop third strike. Scored a strikeout, 2-3 put out, and we go to the 7th in Pembroke. Braves still pitching a shutout on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
UNCP a 6-0 lead, top half of the 7th, game 2 of this doubleheader. Chance to make it a perfect Wednesday in Pembroke for the Braves. Trevor Williams alongside Alex Cooper. The outfield with its final conference. Lexi Cox, Randy Weatherington, Haley Epperson, as Epperson is re-entered in right. They split there to take their spots. They will face Shakara Goins.
Leading off the top of the 7th.
Catcher Scamper do a nice ball at the end of the 6th on a strikeout, drop third strike. Caught it 2-3. Pop-up foul on the first base side.
Reagan Larson looking for her 2nd complete game shutout of the season. She went the distance February 25th against Converse, an eerily similar line. In that game, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Today, if she goes the distance and everything remains the same, she could go 7 hits, 7 runs, just 3 hits, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. So much of the same performance from the sophomore today.
Has the 7 strikeouts, already tying a career high. Popped off the netting first base side and actually poked a zip tie off that netting at first. So you catch it on your camera, but hitting just the right spot.
Don't want to have that happen too many times. Have a net coming down. There's quite a few zip ties over there. Should be all right.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Off the end of the bat towards second. Norton trying to flip it, and they say it's in time. a friendly call for the Braves, as that clearly was not.
Yeah, Norton fielded the ball and tried to flip it to first and then kind of fuddled it a little bit, and then Brummett just picked it up off the ground and in time for Benny McMurray, and that's all that matters.
He's got a dinner date. One gone, time for the 7th.
So do I, Mr. McMurray, so do I.
Wow. You do not see that very often. That was pretty blatantly safe for Cigar Goins. Haley Knowles now. And a pop-up foul on the first base side of that play.
Just 70 pitches for Reagan Larson. If you compare that to her outing, her complete game outing against Converse, she needed 77 to get through there. So another similarity to that February 25th complete game.
And foul tipped into the glove of Tony Nelson. Let's see if Larson can get that career high standalone with an 8th punch out. Certainly deserves it the way that she has worked into this evening in Pembroke. Off the hands, popped it short. Gerhardt, the catch. 2 gone, Fayetteville State down to its final out.
They want to keep this going. It'll be Mendoza, Madison Mendoza, the pitcher. She's got a pair of strikeouts, both swinging in the 2nd and the 4th. She's the only Bronco to go down swinging twice in game number 2, and Reagan Larson would love to give her the hat trick.
Has thrown 4 consecutive scoreless on the mound after a pair of 3-run innings in the 1st and 2nd for the Braves, but Fayetteville State hasn't had any offense back against Reagan Larson. Braves have outscored it 18-3 in this doubleheader, 12-3 winner game 1. Ball and a strike down to Mendoza. 7 homers this year for Madison Mendoza, though. 20 hits, nearly half the hits homers. Grounder left side, Johnson with it, throws to first, and the Braves, the doubleheader sweep of Fayetteville State as they win this 6-0 in game 2, and it is their second 6-game winning streak of the season. Well played by the Braves. Reagan Larson goes the distance for the victory over the 7 innings, giving up 3 runs without a run in the complete game shutout. 7 strikeouts to no walks for Larson in a great performance this evening in game 2. Perfect for the Braves on this Wednesday. Again, keep your eye on uncpbraves.com to find out if there are any schedule changes this weekend for Peach Belt Conference action. Braves have 2 doubleheaders scheduled, as they'll have Georgia Southwestern and Columbus State here in Pembroke in conference action. For our producer, James LaRue and Alex Cooper, this is Trevor Williams wishing you a pleasant evening from Pembroke, where the Braves are victorious twice on the doubleheader, and we'll see you back later this week for more UNCP softball.